You ever scroll TikTok and think, wow, humanity peaked somewhere between the invention of indoor plumbing and this woman feeding her kid a bag of sugar before noon? Yeah, welcome to Donut Mom, the internet's latest entry in the ever-expanding museum of parents who should probably reconsider posting every thought they've ever had. Now, who is Donut Mom? Officially, she's known as the Alexandra Sabol, a TikToker whose entire personality seems to orbit around her phone camera, a powdered donut, and a child who never asked to become the star of a nutritional disaster film. One morning, Alexandra posted what she thought was a harmless breakfast vlog. You know, something cute, relatable, except instead of eggs or fruit or literally anything that screams, I care about your teeth, she gives her toddler 3 powdered donuts and an applesauce pouch, like she's catering a brunch for a sleep-deprived raccoon. And boom, TikTok detonates. Within hours, every parent, dietitian, and armchair psychologist with a Wi-Fi connection pulls up to the comments section. Suddenly, this isn't just breakfast, it's a war crime against broccoli. The hashtags #momfail and #sugarhigh start trending like they're running for office. Critics claim she's teaching her kid to crave junk, while supporters fire back with, it's just food, let people live. Because apparently, if you criticize a snack choice on TikTok, you're part of Big Kale. But here's the thing, this isn't just about one breakfast, it's about a pattern. Scroll through her feed and you'll notice the vibes. Chaotic energy, questionable decisions, and a strange obsession with turning minor parenting moments into viral content. She's less wholesome family channel and more what not to do, live demo edition. For example, multiple videos show her kids' meltdowns in real time, full crying fits, tantrums of everything, and sure, that gets clicks. People love drama, but at what cost? You're not just filming your kid having a rough morning, you're immortalizing their worst moments for strangers. Critics argue that's emotional exploitation, like The Truman Show, but with more fruit snacks and trauma. Now, reportedly, Donut Mom has doubled down instead of backing off. When people called her out, did she take a break, reflect, delete the video? Of course not. She clapped back with sarcasm and haters gonna hate energy, because if there's one thing TikTok moms love more than questionable nutrition, it's weaponized victimhood. Let's talk Tona. She speaks in that sing-song, I'm just being real cadence influencers use when they're trying to justify bad decisions, like, I gave him donuts because he likes them. Great, my dog likes chocolate, doesn't mean I'm setting up a fondue fountain for breakfast. It's not about what they like, it's about you being the adult in the room. And allegedly, this isn't the first time her parenting's been called into question. Multiple users dug up past videos where she's shown her child doing things that raised eyebrows. No car seat buckle checks, questionable supervision, maybe a few hygiene oopsies. Now these are rumors, so take them with a grain of sugar, but it adds to a growing narrative. Donut Mom might just be the blueprint for oversharing gone wrong. But the internet doesn't just judge, it documents. People have made compilations of her bad mom moments, stitch after stitch, duet after duet, each one dissecting her like a frog in a 10th grade biology class. One creator even titled theirs, Donut Mom Speedruns CPS. Harsh? Yeah, but when you're posting every diaper disaster to millions, you're handing critics the script. Still, Alexandra seems weirdly proud of the chaos. In one video, she joked about the hate. If feeding my kid donuts makes me a bad mom, then I guess I'm terrible. Like, ma'am, that's not the flex you think it is. Nobody's giving out medals for most public self-own. It's giving Facebook ant energy, the kind that posts minion memes about coffee and calls it personality. Some viewers noticed another pattern, her using her kids' reactions as punchlines. For example, when the child cries or misbehaves, she records it, adds goofy music, and slaps on a caption like mood. But what's funny to the algorithm now might not be so funny to that kid at 15. When classmates dig it up, it's the digital equivalent of a tattoo you didn't consent to. And let's be real, the entire relatable mom subgenre on TikTok has gotten out of hand. It started as wholesome solidarity. Hey, motherhood's messy, here's my real life. Now it's morphed into trauma baiting, snack wars, and passive-aggressive shade at their toddlers. Donut Mom fits right in, like she walked into a support group and started handing out powdered donuts labeled content. But here's the dark side. As her following grows, so does the reward system. Every controversial post, every clapback, every sarcastic sorry not sorry video boosts engagement. Outrage is her business model, so instead of learning, she escalates. She starts playing into the bad mom label because it sells. Critics call it negligence. She calls it a brand. Some rumor mills claim she's even collaborated with snack brands since the donut debacle. Nothing officially confirmed, but people have noticed suspiciously well-lit sponsorship-style posts involving, you guessed it, more junk food. If true, that's next-level irony. Get roasted for giving your kid sugar, then monetize the backlash by selling more sugar. That's influencer capitalism, baby. And while she's busy turning criticism into clout, her comment section's a minefield. You've got genuine child advocates trying to explain nutrition basics, next to trolls making diabetes speedrun jokes, next to fans saying, leave her alone. It's chaos. A powdered sugar civil war. Now, some defenders argue, she's just human, parenting's hard. And yeah, sure, nobody's perfect. But there's a difference between imperfect parenting and turning your kid's dietary choices into a sideshow. The moment you point a camera at your child for profit, you're not just a parent, you're a producer. And a producer has responsibility. Others claim the internet's overreacting, that we should mind our business. But when you post the business publicly, congratulations, it becomes everyone's business. You can't film your kid chewing sugar on the world's biggest app, slap trending audio on it, and then act shocked when people react. That's like leaving your diary open on a park bench and then yelling at strangers for reading it. Also, let's not pretend this is an isolated phenomenon. TikTok's riddled with food drama moms. The chicken nugget mom who fed her kids only fast food. The coffee toddler mom who gave her kid a sip of latte for fun. And now, donut mom. It's a cinematic universe of questionable breakfast choices. One unconfirmed rumor even claims CPS did a wellness check after the video blew up. Again, not confirmed and likely exaggerated, but it shows how quickly the stakes feel real when millions are watching. Whether or not it happened, people believed it could, and that alone says something about how far she's pushed public patience. Now, if you scroll her page today, you'll see she's leaned into the notoriety. Her bio's playful, her captions poke fun at the controversy, and every other post has a wink to the haters. It's performative defiance, the classic influencer pivot from oops to brand strategy. The powdered donuts were a snack, the backlash was a buffet. But let's talk long term. The internet doesn't forget. 5 years from now, this kid might Google their own name and find strangers debating their blood sugar. Imagine being 10 and realizing your breakfast made national headlines. That's not quirky, that's humiliating. And that's the tragedy here. Donut Mom isn't a villain because of one meal. She's a villain because she turned her child's ordinary life into a reality show. And then served outrage for dessert. Let's wrap it up. What started as cute morning routine became a lesson in how not to use social media. You can't parent through a ring light, you can't feed your ego and your toddler junk and call it relatable. At some point, the powdered sugar dust settles, and what's left is a child growing up under a microscope while mom's busy counting likes. So, Donut Mom, congrats. You've taught us more than you think. You showed the world the fine line between real and reckless, between content and consequence. You turned breakfast into a battlefield and somehow made the donut the least messy part of the story. Now, whether you call her misunderstood or manipulative, one thing's clear. TikTok loves a spectacle, and she knows exactly how to serve one. Powdered, sugary, and sprinkled with controversy. So the next time you see her pop up on your For You page with a box of snacks and a smirk, remember, behind every viral mom moment is a kid who didn't consent in a comment section ready to bite. And to Donut Mom herself, maybe, just maybe, swap the donuts for some self-awareness. They're both sweet, but only one's good for growth.